Okay, let's unpack this. You probably saw the headlines, heard the buzz, or maybe even witnessed the internet practically exploding with joy and confetti over the past few days. We're talking about the engagement, aren't we? The one that has truly captivated, well, pretty much everyone. Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into the story of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement. We'll peel back the layers on the delightful details of their announcement, trace the remarkable journey that led them to this moment, and then zoom out a bit to understand the broader cultural ripple effects, all through the lens of the fantastic sources you've shared with us. Our mission today is really to move beyond just the quick scroll and the surface level reports. We want to truly understand what makes this story so uniquely captivating, extracting those nuggets of insight from the articles you sent our way, and exploring why this particular celebrity union has resonated so widely.
Yeah, what's truly fascinating here isn't just the news itself, which is, significant, but it's how this relationship has been so meticulously observed and has unfolded right there in the public eye, impacting various spheres from sports fandom to pop culture. It serves as a really compelling case study, I think. It reveals a great deal about modern celebrity influence and the collective narratives we construct around public figures.
That's precisely it. And speaking of how this unfolded, let's go right to the big reveal, right? That moment that sent ripples across social media. The couple officially announced their engagement via a joint Instagram post. A series of 5 truly heartwarming photos gave us glimpses into their intimate joy. It landed on a Tuesday, and the sources described it as the fairytale culmination of their 2-year romance. This wasn't just a casual update. It felt like a grand, perfectly orchestrated declaration, didn't it?
It really did.
What was striking was how much thought clearly went into presenting this moment to the world.
Indeed. And the choice of Instagram as the platform, plus that curated series of 5 photos, well, it speaks volumes about how modern celebrities manage their narratives. It allows them to control the initial message, sharing a personal moment, but on their terms, rather than having it broken by paparazzi or something.
Right.
It's a strategic move that frames the story precisely as they wish it to be seen as a fairy tale. And this aligns perfectly with the public's desire for those aspirational narratives in celebrity relationships.
And then there was that caption. Oh, man.
Yes.
This is where it gets really interesting for me because it was brilliant. Just playing perfectly on their public personas in such a relatable way. It read, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." Complete with the dynamite emoji, of course. Because why not add a little extra pop? It's such a clever, humorous line that immediately connects with people. It puts a surprisingly down-to-earth spin on what could easily have been a very, highbrow celebrity announcement. It just made it feel more accessible, almost like you were getting a personal text from them.
That relatability is absolutely key. And it's a masterclass in celebrity branding, really. By framing themselves as those familiar archetypes, the English teacher and the gym teacher, they invite the public right into their story. It humanizes their immense fame, suggests a certain normalcy despite their extraordinary lives.
Totally.
This caption allows their fans to project a sense of everyday charm onto them, fostering an even deeper emotional connection than maybe a more formal announcement might have. It sort of democratizes the idea of a fairy tale love story, making it feel within reach, even if it's playing out on this global stage.
It's a genius move, really. And almost immediately following the announcement, the buzz around the engagement ring, it was instantaneous.
Oh, yeah.
Our sources mentioned it was said to rival the size of Kelce's 3 Super Bowl rings. That's a bold comparison right there.
It is. And this raises a fascinating question about our public fascination with tangible symbols of commitment, particularly in celebrity circles. Why is the physical symbol, like the ring size, so quickly integrated into the narrative? It almost becomes a character in itself.
Right.
It speaks to a societal tendency, maybe, to equate emotional significance with material grandeur, especially within these celebrity narratives. It begs the question, are we celebrating the depth of their love, or are we celebrating the perceived value of that love in the public eye?
Interesting point.
The ring becomes this very public declaration of both affection and perhaps status. It's a very visible, quantifiable measure of a relationship that is otherwise largely intangible to outsiders.
It's true. The spectacle is definitely part of the package for these kinds of announcements. It's like a public validation, sort of. But for all the details they did share, it's worth noting that some remain private. The sources mentioned that specific details about, when and where the proposal actually took place remain unclear. And as is often the case with such high-profile news, Taylor Swift's representative didn't immediately respond to the Associated Press's request for comment. So while we got the big picture, some intimate moments are clearly still just for them.
And that strategic withholding of information is just as telling, I think, as what was revealed. It demonstrates a conscious effort to maintain a boundary, right? A private core to their relationship, even as they operate in this intensely scrutinized environment. This balance between public sharing and private moments is crucial for high-profile couples. It allows them to manage the narrative while also preserving a sense of personal space and authenticity. It's a delicate dance, but one they seem to navigate with real intention.
And what a spotlight it has been on that delicate dance, which brings us neatly to the genesis of what fans affectionately dubbed Traylor. Travis Kelce was, of course, already a bona fide football star when they met. Tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, multi-Super Bowl champion, famous within the sports world.
Absolutely. A big name.
But, as our sources highlight, Taylor Swift's unparalleled global fame, it truly lifted him into a completely different stratosphere of public awareness. It introduced him to a demographic far beyond the usual NFL fan base.
Oh, for sure.
Their relationship quickly became this massive cultural touchstone, chronicled in countless images of Swift cheering passionately and quite visibly at Chiefs games. And, in a fun, reciprocal twist, we saw clips of Kelce singing and dancing right along at Swift's Global Eras tour.
Yeah.
It was a true merging of two colossal worlds, creating something entirely new.
That merger is precisely what made Traylor such a phenomenon. Taylor Swift, with her Eras tour alone, generated unprecedented economic and cultural impact.
Yeah.
When she aligned herself with an NFL star, it wasn't just a celebrity romance, it was a powerful cross-pollination of two massive but pretty distinct fan bases.
Right.
Suddenly, Swifties are learning about the NFL, maybe for the first time. And casual football fans were introduced to the sheer scale of Swift's artistry and fandom. It just exponentially increased the visibility and interest in both individuals and their respective industries. A synergistic effect that few other celebrity pairings could really achieve.
So, early on, there was a fair amount of chatter, maybe some skepticism surrounding their romance.
There always is.
Some suggested, without any credible evidence, mind you, that it might have been a carefully orchestrated publicity stunt, or even tied to specific political narratives. The internet, as it often does, had its theories.
Of course.
But clearly, the couple has quieted those voices definitively now. With this engagement, they're looking every bit in love, openly committed. And it's a powerful statement against any earlier doubts about their intentions.
That initial scrutiny is almost an inevitable part of high-profile relationships today, isn't it?
Yeah.
The public and, parts of the media often project narratives onto celebrity couples, sometimes with cynical undertones, especially when there's a perceived imbalance in fame or something.
Yeah.
The publicity stunt narrative in particular is such a common one, suggesting every move is calculated. However, in this case, the couple's sustained actions, their visible enjoyment of each other's company, the consistent public appearances, and now the engagement. Well, ultimately, those actions spoke louder than the speculation.
Definitely.
Their genuine connection and commitment seem to have gradually eroded those initial cynical interpretations. It shows how authenticity, or at least the consistent appearance of it, can overcome even deeply ingrained public skepticism. It really shifts the narrative from what are they trying to gain to, okay, this looks like a real relationship.
And the ripple effect of that authenticity, or perceived authenticity, has been fascinating to watch. It extends far beyond just quashing rumors. Let's talk about some of the first reactions, especially from those closest to Travis, like his team.
Okay.
The news of the engagement actually surfaced during the Chiefs' media availability right after head coach Andy Reid had left. So defensive end Mike Dano was one of the first players to face questions about it.
Oh, okay. Thrown right into it.
Yeah. And Dana's reaction was just so genuine, almost disarmingly so. He said, and I'm quoting him here from our sources, "Man, it's incredible. I was caught off guard, but great for them. That's a blessing." Anytime you find that type of joy, blessing, love, that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, that's nice.
He even offered a little peek into their private world, mentioning he'd socialized with the couple at a New Year's party and after home games. And he humorously added that he'd think of a good little engagement gift. Perhaps some Pop-Tarts back to her.
Pop-Tarts, I love that.
Right. But he assured everyone it wouldn't be homemade. You just have to appreciate that a simple, relatable gesture from a teammate amidst all the celebrity fanfare. It cuts through the glitz and grounds the story in a very human way.
It's a delightful moment of grounded reality amidst the superstar narrative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dana's comments really highlight the personal aspect of their relationship, demonstrates that within their inner circle, they're seen as genuine people, not just symbols of fame.
Exactly.
And his offer of Pop-Tarts, specifically, introduces this touch of everyday charm that contrasts so sharply with the whole rival Super Bowl rings discourse we discussed earlier.
Good point.
It allows the public to see them not just as icons, but as friends and teammates. It adds a layer of warmth and approachability to their story. This kind of anecdotal evidence from sources close to them, well, it goes a long way in solidifying public perception of their sincerity.
Beyond the team, the family's blessing has been equally heartfelt and public. Travis recently attended the Kingdom red carpet premiere with his parents, Donna and Ed Kelce.
Yes, Ed Kelce.
And Ed Kelce spoke so openly about Taylor, stating, and again I quote directly from the articles, "She's very good for him." I don't hesitate in saying that. They are two people that truly deserve each other.
Wow. That's quite an endorsement.
It really is. That kind of unambiguous support from a parent truly underscores the depth and seriousness of their relationship, at least for them as a family.
Family approval, especially from a parent like Ed Kelce, carries immense weight in shaping public opinion of a celebrity romance. His words provide a powerful validation, not just for the couple, but for their fans, reinforcing that narrative that this isn't just some fleeting fling.
Right.
It suggests a deeper integration into each other's lives and families. Now, while it undoubtedly adds a layer of positive public affirmation, it also subtly places their relationship under the mantle of familial expectation, you could argue.
How so?
Well, it can be both supportive and potentially an added layer of pressure as their relationship moves into its next public phase.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dual-edged sword of public and personal significance.
That's a fascinating perspective. I hadn't quite thought of it that way. And the impact of their romance certainly didn't stop at personal well-wishes or familial endorsements. It extended into the very fabric of the NFL and broader media engagement in a really significant way.
Oh, absolutely.
The NFL itself posted congratulations on X, formerly Twitter, of course, though they had a little stumble,
I saw that.
mistakenly tagging the wrong Swift account before quickly deleting and reposting.
Whoops.
This small gaffe just highlights the sheer level of attention on the couple, right? Where even an organization as massive as the NFL can get caught up in the excitement and fumble under the pressure of getting the news out.
It really shows the intensity of the spotlight.
And our sources confirm that the NFL has explicitly seen its fan base expand since the relationship went public, which is a pretty incredible testament to the Swiftie effect.
It's huge.
This isn't just anecdotal. It represents real demographic shifts in viewership and engagement. Their romance was even featured prominently in ESPN's new 6-part documentary, The Kingdom, which follows the Chiefs' pursuit of a historic third straight Super Bowl.
Integrating it right into the sports narrative.
Yeah. Elevating their personal story into a key part of a major sports storyline. And to top it all off, Google even celebrated their engagement with a special confetti search surprise whenever you search their names.
The confetti, yeah.
It truly shows how their relationship transcended typical celebrity news. It became a full-blown cultural phenomenon that influenced major institutions.
This phenomenon speaks to a powerful convergence of entertainment, sports, and pop culture, unlike almost anything we've seen before at this scale. Their relationship isn't just a personal story anymore. It's a significant cultural event. It has tangibly affected viewership, demographics, and public interest across entirely different sectors.
It really has.
The Swiftie effect on the NFL, for example, represents a blueprint, maybe, for how cross-cultural celebrity influence can literally reshape fan bases for established institutions. It presents fascinating implications for brand partnerships, for audience development, demonstrating how tapping into an incredibly passionate and engaged fan base like Swift's can offer unprecedented reach.
Wow.
This whole phenomenon kind of forces traditional media and sports organizations to rethink how they interact with celebrity culture and how they cultivate new audiences. It makes Traylor a real case study in modern media strategy.
What an incredible journey we've taken today. I mean, from that playful Instagram caption and the public fascination with the ring to the incredible Swiftie effect on NFL viewership and even a Google confetti surprise. This deep dive truly shows us how a deeply personal story can evolve almost organically into a global phenomenon, blending individual fame with an almost universal public fascination and highlighting how modern celebrities navigate life in such an intense spotlight.
It really does. This deep dive into the Swift-Kelce engagement reveals that intricate dance between personal lives and public personas, especially in our age of constant connectivity. What's fascinating here, I think, is how deeply the public invests in these narratives, perhaps finding reflections of their own love stories in the fairy tale endings of others,
Maybe.
or perhaps using them as benchmarks for aspiration. And it makes you wonder, what role do these high-profile romances really play in our collective cultural imagination? And how do they perhaps subtly shape our perceptions of love, success, and maybe even authenticity in the modern world?